Yeah, hello, and welcome back to the grind. So here, now the hovercraft's sitting in here now. What happened to that? Oh yeah, it's out here. The bed for the truck. Now you know I've been on that for about 2 weeks now, plus the fixing up the artwork. So this, it's raining out of course, hey? And there's another boat in the yard. Oh, I think we're gonna have an arc here. Anyhow, the I've got as far as I can go without having the truck on site here, and I wanted to just bring it out and give it a paint job so they could put it out here and it wouldn't rust to death, which is a good thing because it's been raining ever since. And so it can just sit here and until such time as the truck arrives. But I'll show you what I've got done. I finished the welding on it and put the side rails on that you can see, and then I brought it out, set it up there, and gave it a paint job. So that's Rust-Oleum paint on it, and it just goes on real nice and easy and makes a nice finish. There you go, or it's actually not Rust-Oleum, it's whatever the Canadian brand is. Oh, I forget the name. I should know it. It's right over here on one of these cans. Tremclad, yeah. The Tremclad paint is what we use up here for the most part. And it's the same as Rust-Oleum, I think. And I used just a quart of it, and then you mix that 3 to 2 to 1. 3 parts Rust-Oleum, or 3 parts of Tremclad, 2 parts of acetone, and 1 part of hardener, and then that turns it into a 2K paint, and it hardens on there nicely. And it seems to adhere straight to metal without, there's no primer required for stuff like that. So it seems to be pretty good. Anyway, that's the, just stick around, you'll see, it's pretty short, you'll see what happened with welding the rest of it together, and then I moved it out with the tractor and blah, 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 blah. Okay, see you later. Have fun. Yeah, here we are. Buster and I ready to start a new week. I think he's tied up around here. Come on this way, Doggy. Come on. Around here. He gets around that cement pedestal there and gets stuck. Doesn't know what to do. Anyhow, have to just turn backwards. Here I am. Yeah. And ready to go on another week here. Full tank of gas on that, right? This thing here is to get this side done. First I'll finish the outside tabs on that one. And I've been getting shards, well, I'm getting dust from the grinder in my eyes. So, hey, I finally got smart and I got this thing out, so hopefully that'll solve that problem. Those are the 2 pieces I have to cut right here, this thing here. These are the 2 pieces I have to cut for the, put on the edges there, and then that'll be a complete system here. That side will be done, we hope. And then I'll go to work on this side. This side. You have to point the camera where you're pointing, right? Okay, here we go. Excuse me. Oh, I must be allergic to filming today. Yeah, there we go. That's all welded up. Some of those, like there's a nice weld there, right? I think it's nice on that side too. Some of them are better than others, but most of them are more than adequate, I guess. One of these days I'll turn into a consistent welder, but likely won't be today. Anyway, I'll move it over and then get it hooked on there and show you how I work that. Yeah, there, so I just take the whole thing. Now I've cleaned off the metal in there for welding, and I take the whole thing and just clamp it on here and clamp it on here, and that'll get it straight going down there. Now I'll put a tack here and I'll put a tack in each one of these two and a tack down at this end in these two, and then I'll move the pliers up to this one, tack it, move the pliers up to this one, tack it, and so on and so forth. Anyhow, I'll show you how I get along. Yeah, there we go. So they're all tacked on. And that's how I just clamp them tight there. Clamp them tight, that's the last ones I did right there. But they're all, everything's tacked on, and now I'll go ahead and start welding it up and down. Yeah, there we'll try a little bit of a close-in here for this inside stuff. Now it's a little bit difficult here because I've got this in the way. Oh well. You might as well see the hard stuff. Easy stuff is easy, right? I'll do this one here first. Yeah, that happens when you get something weird on your gun. I'll clean the gun up. Some sort of impurity in there that's causing that. So I'll just move on to the next one. Yeah, there we go. They're all welded up. Some of them are prettier than other ones. Like there's a pretty weld. This one here is the one I had trouble with, of course. Only when I'm filming. This one here went perfectly. I should have been filming that. Anyway, the little bit jagged there, I'll go get that grinded off. Now I've got to put the piece on there, which is hot, see? And the piece on here, which is not so hot. So that's about 4 inches long, and that is about 3 inches long. And I'll cut it off that. Oh, there. Okay, that's coming up. Yeah, here we are. So that's all corner piece done. And all the way along, that corner piece done. Then so, looks a little bit like a truck. Flat deck, right? I haven't decided what I'm going to do on the back here yet, whether it gets some of this stuff or not. I don't think so. I think just side to side is okay for it. Because all the times, anyhow, might have to put a couple of just things like that in it. We'll just see. I don't know yet. Yeah, that's enough for today. So we'll might be a few days before I'm back on that, but I'll be back on the hovercraft tomorrow, I think, unless something changes here. But I'm going to take a spin in the BMW just for a go around the block, see how things are. Yeah, it all starts up good, and me and my co-pilot are in here, and away we go. Not going to go far, just down to the church and back, or maybe around the block. We'll just see how far I get. My co-pilot is very helpful. He's jumping all over the place. There we go. Maybe he'll stay over there for a few minutes. Now I did get it out and have it inspected the other day, so it's all up to inspected for another year. 2024, it's good till. So everything was working then. Sometimes the blinkers don't work for whatever reason, we don't know. I think it's that switch right there, which is the emergency flasher switch. It also has stuff to do with the blinkers. Away we go. Yeah, it drives nice, this car. It just sort of moves along nicely. My helper is here helping me steer now, keeping the car straight. Hey, take your foot off my steering hand. Yeah, there you are. Yeah, we'll just see where we're going here, right? Very, yeah. Gotta watch where you're going. Good thing there's not much traffic out here. And then the helper is very helpful. He's trying to get right out the window here. I've got his leash in my hand. Anyway, I'll put down the camera for a while. I'll talk to you as I get home. Yeah, don't I look good with those dark glasses on? That's because I was hurting my eyes by getting stuff into them. Now I've solved that problem with my little shield, but the eyes are sensitive to the light, so until that gets over, I'll be on the dark glasses also. Anyhow, that's the way it is. I got that figured. So the next challenge, I'm here back on the truck deck, right? I thought I was going to be done, but I also want to get the underside welded, where I haven't welded on the undersides of all those things. So what I'll do is, I've got that little bit of a bracket over there. I'm going to bring that over, lift it over the back end, and then just lift the back end up, let it down with my, I've got a chain hoist thing, let it down with that to the ground. Then I'll bring the tractor in, lift this up and tip it up straight, and then I'll be able to do all the welding on the inside there. Then I'll likely be able to sort of drag it out there, and I'll get a coat of paint on it or two. That will be, and then it'll be done for now. Okay, so anyhow, I'll see you'll see what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Yeah, there, that's the lifted up. So I just have to move these out of the way now. And that metal out of the way. And let this side down. Suppose I could bring the tractor in and lift up that end there so that it would move those out of the way too. That'd be a good idea. I'll bring the tractor in, I'll put the tractor there, lift that up, and then let this one down. Let this one down, and then tip it up. We'll just see how that works out. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there, that worked all right. So this is just a freeload now. Freeloader? Huh. Anyhow, I'll let this side down, keeping my feet away from it, right? It'll take a little while for this to go down, but that's all right. Once it's at the bottom, close to the bottom, I'll show you what I'm up to. Yeah, it's likely not the best place to lie down there, doggy. Oh well, he'll be okay. Now, this is down and slack on the ground. And I've just put a couple of 2x4 things underneath there just to keep it up off, right off the ground a little bit so that I can get a cable underneath it. Now I'll go and I'll lift up that end of it with the tractor and just see what comes. First I'll move this contraption out of the way, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, now do you remember all those lessons about suspended loads? Don't be working under a suspended load, right? So anyhow, I put this in here and I laid it down on there so that it's solid there. Plus I left the tractor hooked up to it for safety. Anyhow, I think I'll be safe working underneath here now. See, now I've got to do that seam, that seam, that seam, all these seams along here. Might have to clean. I'll do a little bit of cleaning on those seams before I start welding. Same as over here. Clean those areas, then weld it up. And that'll be everything welded then. That'll be good. Okay. That's what's happening. Yeah, there, it's all welded up underneath. Now there's a nice weld. Too bad they aren't all like that, eh? But most of them are okay. They're adequate. Like there's another nice weld in here. That's a really nice weld. I like that one. And the one down there is pretty good too. So there's a few of them are pretty ugly. I'll show you a nice ugly one. Where's an ugly one? The ugly one over here. There, ugly city right there, eh? But the difference between a good weld and a bad weld there is a grinder. So I'll get them grinded off and make them look better. And then that thing's pretty well built. So I'll take it, I'll drag it outside and, well, first I'll go and get some paint. Then I'll see what the weather's like outside, and if it's okay, I'll just paint it up, because I'll get like trim clad, and trim clad will cover all that kind of stuff up, and hopefully it'll stick to it. Yeah, so here we are. Everything's welded up now. So it's just a matter of getting it painted so it doesn't rust. I'll do that next. That's, let me see, what do you call it, Home Depot has lots of colors of trim clad. So I want trim clad blue, because Willie wants everything blueberry blue, which I guess that's the way that is. Anyway, it'll be blue. So I'll get back to you when I get back with some paint. Hopefully the weather will hold so long enough so I can paint it up. Whoops, you missed all that. I dragged it out with the tractor over here, and then got it back up on sawhorses and went to town with the paint gun. That's not a bad blue. We'll just see if Willie approves. I'll send him a picture on the phone if I can find my phone. I don't know where that is either. Things disappear sometimes. I still have to, like, tomorrow I'll get the bird poop off it, right? Little things like that. That thing right there, that's a seed from blowing around in the wind. And we hope it doesn't rain for a couple hours yet. Let it harden up a bit before it rains. Then tomorrow, if it's nice out, I'll put another coat on it, let it dry off, and then I'll turn it on its side so I can make sure the bottom is all painted everywhere. Anyway, that looks pretty good. That's 1 quart of paint onto there, and I have another quart for the second coat, but the second coat doesn't have to be so heavy as the first coat. First coat I put it on pretty thick. Trim clad, direct to metal. A couple of runs, there's a run right there. Trying to get paint into these little places in here. You get runs on the other outsides, but that's all right. I think that might be the only run on it. We'll see if we can get that cured tomorrow too. We'll get a couple more runs on it, make it authentic. Anyway, that's it for today cleaning paint gun. So I started with an old paint gun that I had here, but it just wasn't performing very well, and I had bought a new one a while ago, so I figured I'd put it into action, and it really did a nice job. So these cheap paint guns from, there's the one that wasn't working very well. What is it? I think it's exactly the same as this one, but this one says Ingersoll Rand on it. Yeah, this says HVLP, which is high velocity and low pressure or something like that, and high volume, low pressure. But it's exactly the same setup and everything like that, except this one doesn't. This one here has at the bottom here, there's a thing for adjusting the airflow. This one doesn't have it, it's just straight airflow on it. Anyway, but these ones from like Harbor Freight or from, Princess Auto up here, they seem to last for a while, but then you have to just go and get another cheap one, because it'll run much better, even though I clean it up pretty good after use. And this one here I've got it cleaned up now, so they're good for a couple of paint jobs, and then it's time for another one. So I'll get that one cleaned up and use it for a backup for whatever I want to use it for. Like that one, this one here is for spraying paint 1.4. That one there is for spraying clear coat. I think it's, can't read it. Yeah, 1.3. 1.3 for clear coat. And this one here is for spraying primer, thick primer. It's like a, 1.8. So a smaller nozzle for clear coat because it wants to atomize more. Smaller nozzle for clear coat wants to atomize more than the normal nozzle for painting, and then big nozzle because that primer is pretty thick stuff when you use it. Okay, so there. Now I'll clean that gun up, see if I can get it back into service, and this one here I'll use for finishing painting tomorrow. Yeah, another rainy and blustery day out here today. I don't know what date it is. It may be the 17th. It's a Friday anyhow, and of August, and it's parade day in Charlottetown. Gold Cup and Saucer Parade in the rain, and a little bit blustery out here too. So they have those big balloons that they drag along. I don't think they'll be having some trouble with that today. Anyhow, here I am to the beach. Oh, there goes Buster. And it all looks pretty wet. And a little bit rowely out there in the ocean. And rainy on the land. I imagine it's rainy out there too. And windy. I don't know if you're getting that wind or not, but there it is. And Buster is doing his usual stuff, checking it out. There we go. Rainy day at Holland Cove. That's something new, isn't it?